Hello there, how are you? This is Loise Gidiga. Please welcome back to my channel. I just want to say that I'm a little under the weather, so my voice may go frail or whatever. Just bear with me. I have to make this video today simply because I'm a little held up for the rest of the week. So anyway, yeah, it's very cold here in Alberta. It's very cold here in Calgary. To be specific, it's getting up to -20. And we actually have a cold weather warning, which can get quite crazy. So yeah, these are the joys and the lows of immigrating. So the weather is on the low end, and we just have to bear with that because most of us are here by choice. Anyway, that's not the reason that I want to talk to you today. I want to talk about a provincial nomination program that has become so popular. And the good thing is it's in Alberta, and I live in Alberta. How better can that be, right? So I know a lot of people who talk to me have been telling me that they are interested in the AINP. And I've just realized that a lot of people don't know what AINP is. So I want to talk about the Alberta Immigrant Nominee Program. That is the AINP. Remember, we said that every province has a nomination program. And what you're going to find is that these nomination programs, they also have streams under them. So here in Alberta, we have 3 streams, and I'll be talking about them shortly. We all need to know that to be able to qualify for the provincial nomination programs and come here as permanent residents, we must always meet the federal eligibility criteria, and that is mostly with the admissibility part. You must be medically, criminally, and security-wise admissible to Canada. So it doesn't matter whether you get a nomination or not. If you're not medically admissible, if you're not criminally admissible, or security-wise admissible, then you are not going to be able to come to Canada as a permanent resident. So anyway, that out of the way, did I say you subscribe to my channel? Thank you if you've subscribed. If you have not subscribed, please do so and share this with your friends. So Alberta has 3 Pnp streams, and I'll just talk briefly about them. The first one is the Alberta Opportunity Stream. The second one is the Self-Employed Farmer Stream, and the third is the Alberta Express Entry Stream. I'll start with the first one, and I'm not going to dwell so much on the first 2. I want to pay more attention to the last one, and you'll know why I am paying attention to that one. So for the Alberta Opportunity Stream, that stream is mainly for people who are already in Canada and are working and living in Alberta. Okay? These people must have a valid work permit. So if you're already here working and you have a valid work permit, this could be the program for you. I must say that you cannot be on implied status, or you cannot be under restoration of status. So you must have valid status. That means that you must have a valid temporary resident status. You're living in Alberta, and you cannot be a refugee claimant or under appeal, or you are subject to removal. So that is the program that is for people who are already working here. And of course, there are other eligibility criteria that you must meet there, like language and education. But I'll leave it at that. The other one, the second one that I talked about, that is a self-employed farmer stream. And this is for farmers, people who are into farming and serious farmers for that case. So if you're a farmer and you're interested to come to Alberta, Alberta is very good in farming, whether it's beef, canola, wheat, and everything. This is a program for you. The thing is, this is more into the business immigration category. So you're going to be needing a minimum investment fund of 500,000 Canadian dollars. So if you're out there and you have that kind of money, please talk to me and we can see how you can come here as a farmer. Okay? Yeah. So the third one is the Alberta Express Entry Stream. Good. That is what I want to talk about today, because this is a really popular stream. It's not very old. It's relatively new. And it's mainly attracting people who have relatives in Alberta. How better can it get? Yes, so the first thing is the intent to live here in Alberta. Remember, for all provincial nomination programs, you must intend to live in that province. So intent is the main thing here. Then the candidates must show, or they must demonstrate, very strong ties to Alberta, and that's why I said it's mainly attracting people with relatives here in Alberta. You should also be determined to be in an occupation that will help support Alberta's economic development. Okay? You cannot use the nomination that you get from this stream to apply for a different stream. Yes. What is the eligibility for this class? That is the eligibility for the Alberta Express Entry Stream. The first one is Alberta is selecting people who are already in the Express Entry pool. So that is the main requirement. You must have an active Express Entry profile. And that means that profile is not expiring in the next 3 months. So it must be active and it must give you enough time. You all know that the profiles do expire in about 1 year. So that means that if your profile is expiring in 3 months or less, then you cannot be nominated under this stream. You must also have stated very clearly in your profile that you intend to live in Alberta. Then you must be in an occupation that is deemed, as I said up there, that is deemed to support Alberta's economic development. The good thing with this stream is it requires very, very low CRS scores because it's taking people with 300 CRS points. Come on, guys. You know that for the regular classes, you need about 460, 465, 469. And this one is picking people from the pool with as low as 300 CRS points. There are a few things that you can use to help boost your chances to be invited under this program. That is, if you're already working here in Alberta, then that can boost your chances. If you graduated from a Canadian post-secondary education institution, that can also boost your chances. If you have relatives in Canada, in Alberta, that can also boost your chances. There's no fee to apply for this stream, and there are a few things that I want to talk to you about that are going to decrease your chances for this stream. And one of them is, as I said, if your profile is expiring in 3 months, then you need to think again. If your occupation is considered to be either high wage or low wage. Okay? Also, the other one is if your occupation is not eligible. If you're in an ineligible, yeah, if your occupation is deemed ineligible for this stream, you cannot be picked under this stream. The other one that is also going to decrease your opportunity or your chances there is if you're in a if your occupation is quite popular, you know, like admin assistant. So if your occupation is over popular and has very high submissions, then unfortunately that is going to decrease your chances. Only people in eligible occupations and meet all the other qualifications are going, and okay, I'm not saying they are going, they may receive a notification of interest. And I'm just gonna clarify that. I said people who are eligible. Ineligible, if your occupation is eligible and you meet all the other qualifications, you may. There is no guarantee that simply because you meet everything, you have relatives, you work in Alberta, and you are in an occupation that is deemed eligible, that doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to receive a notification of interest. And this goes with all immigration processes. There is no guarantee. You can never be guaranteed because there are other factors that come into play. Okay? Yes. Remember that every time you get a notification, you get an extra 600 points in your in your express entry profile. And what that does is that it boosts your points. So if you had 300, now you add 600, then you're going to be getting 900 points, and that makes sure that you're going to receive an ITA in the next selection from the pool. So anyway, remember, the main thing is you must be in the express entry pool, and you must also meet all the eligibility criteria. How do you become eligible to be in the express entry pool? You can only be in the express entry pool if and only if you qualify for the 3 main economic classes in Canada, and that is the Canadian Experience class, or the Federal Skilled Worker class, or the Federal Skilled Trades class. So only if you qualify under those can you be in the express entry pool. And now once you're in the express entry pool, then if you indicate that you want to live in Alberta and you have relatives here, and it doesn't matter whether you have low CRS scores, and of course you are in an occupation that is desirable for the economic development of Alberta, then you may receive a nomination. Okay, if you have any question regarding this, if you want us to go through your eligibility, please send us an email and book a consultation. Again, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll see you at my next video, and hopefully this cold will be gone. Thank you. Bye now. Have a good one.